Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another Supatease video. And this vault day is going to be a very important one for me because there was a massive change made last minute that has basically completely demolished Demonology Warlock, of which was the specialization that I talked a lot of hype about leading up into this patch and have been playing myself. Now, of course, I do believe that the amount of damage you could get on your Demon Bolt was a bit excessive. The way that they went about targeting the nerf towards the spell, I think, was incorrect. And this change that has been made, which is now popped up on our screen, is that they've reduced the effectiveness of Decimating Bolt's Necrolord ability bonus damage to Demon Bolt by 30% in PvP combat. And they have also nerfed the Shard of Annihilation legendary, where it will now only increase the critical strike damage of Decimating Bolt by 35% in PvP, down from 50. And this is probably somewhere in the range of a 40 to 50% nerf overall in the damage of the ability. However, by targeting Decimating Bolt directly, this has now basically made it so you only have one build option of Demonology that's going to be viable in PvP, which was the original one before this point, which is the Bale Spider Legendary, which was stacking up Shadow Bolts, would get your Demon Bolt damage increased by 60%. So I would have personally rather have seen this Legendary targeted and not the Decimating Bolt baseline, simply because if there was an option for any other builds, whether there was a Tyrant build or a Dreadstalker build for legendaries, their options are going to be significantly weaker because of this baseline nerf to Decimating Bolt. Meanwhile, you're still going to be playing Bale Spider. I'm not sure if you're not going to be getting the 80k crits that I was seeing some players getting, but you're probably still somewhere in the 20 to 31k range for Demo Warlock. But still, that's a really big nerf, especially because considering that Destruction Warlock in my mind was already a much more competitive option in PvP. This definitely drops Demonology Warlock down a few tiers, mostly because of the drawbacks of your pet being very easy to kill, and managing your pet can be annoying. And because when you're being attacked, you don't have a lot of schools of magic like Destruction. So if you get hit on fire, you can still cast Fear, you still cast Chaos. With Demonology, people are often only kicking your hand to Gul'dan, and that's just really putting you back in terms of your rotation. So I agree, damage was too high, was too cheesy, should have been nerfed. Would have rather seen this double legendary targeted specifically so that other builds could potentially help out with Demonology's viability in a less cheesy manner. So it is a bit unfortunate, and that kind of leads us into the vault and why this vault is so important to me, because I'm going to now need my set bonuses to go Destruction. There's no way I'm staying Demonology. So let's just hope and pray and sit here to the vault gods that they will grace me with this, as I do already have one piece of tier and the Creation Catalyst comes out next week. What is it going to be for me? It is going to be a pair of very poorly stat allocated pants that overlap my legendary slot. That is exactly not what I would have wanted to see in any regard. My spec has been nerfed. My gear is bad. I am unable to reroll, and this feels like a terrible place to be. Why is the Creation Catalyst not active? These are the questions that need answers. Maybe my Warlock is going to be going into cryostasis for a while until I can actually craft those tier pieces, because as Destruction, it is incredibly important to have them. Fortunately, I have been having fun on my Balance Druid, so I'm probably going to be spending more time on that. And we do have a vault to open for my Druid as well. Druid already, fortunately, has gathered a 4-set, but it is not in the perfect slots of gear. So there's a chance here to improve sort of the min-max of my gear. And honestly, those would be the gloves that I want to get, but not, I would have rather got them from my PvP option. So let's just see here. Let's just take a look. What do we want to go for here? Not the cloak that I would have wanted to get, unfortunately, and it looks like I already have one. I don't really want to go for a medallion and just get some base stats. And these, I wouldn't wear these shoulders right now, but I can convert these into a tier piece next week. And these are the best tier piece that I could get. So I either can go for the lower item level gloves and then build my legendary on my pants and have the correct tier slots, or I start ramping myself up for next week, where I can convert this vest into this tier piece at an incredibly higher item level. So I'm thinking that I'm going to go with this chest piece and convert it. moving into the future. Gearing has become a lot more complicated with everything available, but I think that makes the most sense for my druid. So fortunately, I have been having fun on my druid, and I don't think druid is in as a cheesy position where it's probably going to be targeted by those nerfs. Bit surprised to not see nerfs come in on any other specializations, because it seems like there's a lot of that one-shot damage going around. But we've got a couple other specs to get into. I am currently doing a 2400 challenge, which is to push 2400 arena rating on every class. And I've completed, luckily, Warlock, because I'm probably going to be not touching that for a while. And my Druid, and the other ones are my Paladin and my Warrior right now. And we're going to be moving on to Mistweaver after that, because that was requested on my stream, twitch.tv/Supatease. So my Paladin would enjoy a nice little 2-set right now, which actually is important. But it looks like I will not be graced with the 2-set. I will, however, be graced with a shield that has bad stats. Okay, I think that I'm going to wait on this and double check if this is the only shield option or not, because I'm actually not 100% certain if there's a crit shield and a verse shield or a mastery shield. I'm going to have to go to the vendor and double check on that on this vault. But no tier for my Paladin. At least next week I'll be able to convert it and get my tier set guaranteed. But we're leaving that one in there for now, because I'm not 100% sure if that is actually the only statted shield. And finally, we've got the Fury Warrior. And my Fury Warrior has not gotten a single piece of tier from the vault yet. And Fury Warrior is one of the most tier-dependent specializations in the game that I decided to pick up. So let's roll the dice and let's hope that we can see what we need to see from here. So we're going into the vault. We've already gotten 2 weapons, and we didn't cap a lot on our warrior, and we probably regret it. However, they did nerf the Aegis by a significant amount, which is making me contemplate if whether or not I should take the Battlemaster. Although I'm not a big fan of using these unused trinkets on my warrior, just because I just kind of like zugging around with my proc trinket, giving me more stats. But getting only 2 of these, because I only capped 1 vault to my warrior, is not that appealing. So I probably, that's really rough. This is giving me a really, no, we're not, we're doing this. We're doing the tokens. I don't care if it's only 2. Okay, so we got a pretty unlucky week aside from my druid. Fortunately, my druid is the character I'm having the most fun on, and if you want to make sure that you're staying up to date with all of these changes that are coming into the game, so you know when your spec's been completely obliterated off the face of the planet, make sure you hit the subscribe button, because I do upload these videos and updates regularly, basically as they happen. And this was the last one that swung in just randomly at the last minute on Monday before this Tuesday's reset for Demonology. So we'll have to wait and see if there are more changes in the future. What do you think of this change? Do you think it's going to be enough? Do you think that they should do more? What do you think that they should do moving forward? Because we've still got patch 9.2.5, and these are still a lot of changes happening right now for this patch, which I'm surprised to see. I would have thought that we're not going to see anymore until 9.2.5, but maybe we will. Hopefully we will, because I think there's a few other things that could be tuned back into line. But this week is going to be another week of changes, that Aegis nerf, couple nerfs to Holy Priest, perhaps a bit of a swing in the meta, and I'm excited to play it out. And you can follow me live on twitch.tv/Supatease to see it all play out. Other than that, thank you very much for watching the video. I will catch you in the next one.